Okay. Hey guys, so today I'm doing a little guide. Actually, I'm going to be doing a guide to both 6.2 and 5.3 today, um, by popular request from my alliance. So first off, 6.2 is chapter with the gates, which honestly I think is probably the worst addition they've had to this game in a long time, because these gates are just completely ridiculous and are honestly just pointless. They basically just restrict you, and then bring champs that are usually harder to beat with those. And it just makes it it just gets ridiculous. Like later on, I'll show you more paths that are ridiculous. In terms of 6.2.1, this quest is pretty simple. The whole thing, each of these 6 quests, besides the last one, so the first 5 quests of 6.2 have specific global nodes that are more like, get used to this. So this node is life cycle, which is basically you have to knock the opponent down to be able to kill them. They're immune to all damage over time debuffs. And the timer will go down. It starts off with a 0.5 second timer on the first knockdown, and it goes up by 0.5 seconds each time, up to 7 times. So you want to knock them down 7 times before you can really get to kill them. And as long as they are, you have to knock them down and then kill them. So if the opponent has 1% and they weren't just knocked down and you hit them, they will regenerate 10% of their health, which it's kind of rigged if you think about it, but it's really not that bad. Honestly, anybody can work here. So as an example, I'm gonna use Venom, and we're just gonna. What does this path bring me? Right there. I think I'm just going to go over to this Miss Marvel. Cool. We're gonna go to path A, and I'm just going to show you guys how this node works. This is gonna be a longer video. Jesus, the lag. Thanks. It's every time you try and do anything in this game, that thing pops up. Please check your connection. So I'm gonna use Venom because it showcases multiple things, being that the debuffs, actually it's Pilfer, so I'm gonna use Gwenpool, because she will keep stealing my buffs and she will keep gaining health. So you have to knock them down in order to do anything. You see how that shield went down momentarily? See, now it's a bit longer. It keeps going down quicker and quicker over time. No, for longer and longer over time. And you can tell how many times you've knocked them down by looking at your combo meter. Because see, this heavy is 3 hits. So I know I have knocked them down now 7 times. So now when you see this pink timer, purple, it means that this is the longest timer you're going to have for this. Come on, use your special, please. And as you can see, I have a bleed on her, and she's taking nothing. Which basically just means, it shows that the damage over time debuffs don't work. She does not want to fire her special, Jesus. Alright. I thought I had a special too. Oh well. Anyway, this is just to sort of showcase the node, so I don't really care if I die. Oh, I'll live. Come on, please. Now. No. There we go. Alright, now we can actually fight. So, like, champions that are heavily reliant on damage over time debuffs are not going to do well. So you're not going to want to bring Human Torch. You're not going to want to bring Gwenpool in general. You're not going to want to bring, I don't know. Yeah, though you get the idea. You don't want to bring champs that are heavily reliant on debuffs. And see, like, she's going past 1% and she's going back up to 10. So you got to hit her down, and then you can use a special 3, and this could knock her out if the damage is high enough, because she just got knocked down. See, now she dies. But all those other times that I hit her, she didn't die. And in terms of paths, I would say this path I'm on right now, this Cosmic Path, is by far the easiest. You're going to most likely struggle the most on this Aspect of War path. It's a real pain, because you can't get your debuffs, which are generally the counter to the 50 seconds until they go unblockable. Yeah, you're probably going to have to spend a couple revives, maybe 1 or 2 revives. And these are the first of the gates. See, you can see you need 2 or more 5-star Czech champions, and it will then take you to this mutant path, which is also a bit of a pain. It has 15% buffet on everything. But it can easily be countered if you use Void. Just Void any heal reversal champs. Human Torch does work here, because it's not about his debuffs. Well, it is about the debuffs. It's not about the damage his debuffs do. It's about the fact that they end up reversing healing. So anybody who can reverse healing is going to be good on that path. The rest of these paths are fairly simple. The Dormammu is a mini-boss. He's honestly not that hard. It's just like a standard Dormammu fight. You don't want to get hit. You don't want to dexterity. You just want to probably parry and hit. But your block proficiency is going to go down each time you take a block. So you're going to probably want to kill him quickly. Someone like Captain America, Infinity War, Quake, obviously. She's pretty good anywhere. Actually, so I'd say Ghost might be one of the... No, because the node. You're going to want... you're just going to want champs that deal very strong damage on their heavy. So Captain America, Infinity War will definitely be your best bet. Yeah. And this Korg is also a pain. It's an Oscillate Ragnarok Corn. You could ignore the Ragnarok. But Oscillate is going to make this Korg a real pain. If you could stay alive for a while and get his rock shields down, then you're going to have a much easier time, because then it's just a normal fight. You don't have to deal with any of that. But the rock shields make him a real pain. So watch out for this guy. All right, so with that done, we're gonna move on to 6.2.2. I'm gonna try and be going over alternatives to these nodes in these coming chapters, because I'm sure anybody who's seen this has probably seen, like, oh my god, Ghost does absurd damage on this node. Like, I even showed it in my last video that Ghost does really good on these coming nodes. She's in AQ right now, so I can't really show her. But, so I'd highly recommend bringing Heimdall and this Lost Daughters of Asgard synergy. One of the two, because this gives you a permanent fury, which you will need for the boss, unless you have a champion like Hyperion or Gulk. No, not Gulk. Normal Hulk. But either way, this is probably still your best bet, because the boss has EMP modification, which basically each time you get a buff, he's going to get a charge where when he launches a special, you get a passive shock debuff. All right. So that being said, who do I want to bring here? Do we have someone who has guaranteed criticals at the moment? I don't believe so. All right. We're going to bring Dark Enhanced Spider-Man instead of Symbiote. And we're going to bring Omega Red and Magic. Okay. So this quest has the global node backlash. Backblast, not backblash, my bad. Backblast is basically, it's basically trying to modify the amount of damage you do. Just keep it so that you don't like kill them really quickly. So this node is basically trying to target champs like Corvus, who can kill very quickly. It's trying to make the fight longer. So bring champs. The whole gimmick is with this is if you get 4 guaranteed critical hits, then from that point on, you will every time you get a guaranteed critical hit, you will get an incinerate, which will, if you get more than one, you're probably just gonna die. Actually, no, it deals damage equal to the last crit. So it depends on how big your crit is. With Corvus, multiple of those will hurt you severely. And this also comes into effect if you do more than 5% in one attack. The easiest path, if you have Heimdall and Angela, is this double 6-star gate. Basically, it's Aspect of Chaos. And since you have Heimdall, you basically just let yourself down to 1%, swap, and then get a quick kill. It's a very easy path. In terms of difficult paths, well, I'm going to go in order of easiness. This aggression regeneration node, very easy. It's not difficult at all to get through. Redoubled determination, aggression armor up is fine. Be careful with Iron Man Infinity War. Probably bring someone who can, someone like Proxima would be good because she can instantly parry. I'm going to make a video soon about reparrying, which is what I like to do in almost every single fight. And if you do that, you can use most people on this Iron Man. This path is hard if you don't have an Incinerate immune or Ghost. It's basically Biohazard, except Incinerate replaces Bleed and Cold Snap replaces Poison. And the Incinerates are going to deal a ton more damage. So this is also trying to work in with the Backblast node. So any of those Incinerates are also going to deal 200% more than the crit you just did. This is a difficult path. This path isn't bad. Just basically don't get hit after somebody uses special. Ebony Maw can be a pain, I guess. This Morning Star is a bit of a pain. The Scarlet Witch is fine. She's not really difficult. Emma Frost is sort of like a mini boss. She's a fairly standard Emma Frost. You just won't get many parries. Though against Emma Frost, you probably aren't parrying much because of her diamond form. Since Corvus is sort of irrelevant in this quest. This path here, kinetic transfer is explosive personality, not difficult. This is an all or nothing path. This path is very difficult. I'd highly recommend using Ghost. Any of these paths can be completed with Ghost. Like you can 100% this quest very easily with Ghost. But for alternatives, Stark Enhanced Spider-Man can work. You're probably going to have some difficulty with the Backblast node. Maybe if you bring like a rank 3 Stealth Spider-Man, not Stealth, Stark Spider-Man, you can get that done. Champions with Taunt, who deal low damage, are probably going to be your friend. Champions like Magic are going to be your friend. Mephisto and Mordo's special 3s don't actually deal all that much damage, and you could probably survive a couple. You can also bring champions here like Gwenpool or Symbiote Supreme if you could get in your armor phase where you could tag specials. That's how I'd go about that. This path, Biohazard, typical, just bring a Bleed immune. You'll probably be fine. Don't be careful with phasing against Carnage now. If you use Ghost here, because he actually converts it into an armor break, and then you cannot phase. So do watch out for that, Karnak, if you're using Ghost. This path is a Spry path, Spry Mesmerize, fairly easily. If you just parry heavy, just don't let them evade, basically. And then Havoc is also a pain. He's probably the second hardest fight on this quest, besides Mr. Sinister. And then there's this path with Rage. Bring Mystic Champ who has Nullify, Magic, Symbiote Supreme, etc. Or just low damage dealing champs who you're willing to take a long time with. Annihilus is just a pain because he's Annihilus. Bring Mystic Champ, bring Captain America Infinity War. That's all I can really say about that. Annihilus is just kind of a pain to fight. And that's it in terms of paths. This Mr. Sinister is probably the second worst fight in all of 6.2. This guy is a real pain. If you don't have the right counters, you will be stuck on him. Heimdall Angela / Heimdall Hela is gonna be your go-to thing. Bring a champion like Gladiator Hulk, who can take those passive shock and then convert them into basically more damage. Bring a champion like Ghost, because I'm actually going to post a video on how to do that later, but she works very well. It's hard to explain without showing it, though. Quake will work great here. You just don't let him get too special. Hyperion can work. You might struggle a tiny bit. Captain Marvel maybe might work. She won't take damage from Caustic Temper, but I don't know how well she fares against EMP modification. Again, this guy's a real pain. He's just the hardest person to fight. In terms of showcasing this node, there's not really much I could showcase because it's all based on how much damage you're doing, and it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. Alright, so next we have 6.2.3. Which is the Icarus node. This node is doable by any champ. Some champs excel at it, and some champs are just sort of normal meh at it. I find that when I use Captain America Infinity War, I think he's a good option. I think Omega Red's a good option. I think Domino's a good option. Domino with her synergy is a good option, because when I get into this quest, I'm going to explain how it works. But yeah, it'll be Domino works great. But Ghost works exceptionally well. A Killmonger Void synergy works exceptionally well if you're using Killmonger. Champions who have a cheap death synergy, like Corvus, work very well. Those are the cheesy ways to go through this, but you can do this normally with someone like Domino. This node, Icarus, basically you get a Fury whenever you make contact. Whenever you guys make contact, except for when you get hit. If you have more than 8 Fury buffs, you will get a degen, which will kill you very quickly. If you use a heavy attack, it will get rid of all the Furies. But if you have a degen on you, it will not get rid of the current degen on you. It will stop any more from coming down. So I'm gonna go over these paths real quick. Mr. Sinister is a bit of a pain. Use a heal reversal besides Human Torch.
Actually, don't use champions that use damage over time debuffs as heal reversals. So someone like Void is probably going to be your best answer for exploration here. I think I used Captain America in Infinity War. I think Ghost can actually work here, which is surprising. But she actually kills very very quickly in this quest. As you might have seen in my Ghost tutorial video. Abomination, Ghost, any poison immune, any double immune champs. Iceman, Ultron. If you're lucky enough to have a OG Vision, yeah, just double immune champs. This path with no nodes here, to the Captain World War II, very simple. Nebula, pretty easy, overall champ. Special lock 1, just you don't get more than a special 1. These fights are easy. Domino is actually surprisingly easy comparatively to some of the other Dominoes you might fight. There's nothing really special about her. Yeah. Luke Cage, pretty basic. Sprygast. Oh wait, my bad. That's not. Caltrops and Dold. Bleed immune champs will work very well. This path sucked. There's not much else to it. It just isn't much fun. You gotta bring one of the. Well, you don't have to, but you're gonna have a lot more fun if you bring a strong champion who's bleed immune. Yeah, just this path just sucks. There's the Korg is just horrible. This Korg is honestly probably probably the worst fight in this quest, except maybe the Moon Knight. This Cosmic Gate, relatively simple. Arc Overload, it's the only node you really got to worry about. The rest of this, pretty basic fights. All or Nothing Kang, honestly not that bad. Kill him quickly. Bring a champ that has power lock. Magic might work. It'll be a bit different fight as Magic because the way she works and like the Fury buffs and everything, you're gonna have to go SB2 then heavy. Then you could get your SB2s like going back and forth. Just gotta get like a heavy in between. This Darkhawk, pretty simple. Not much to worry about there. Morningstar, just typical Morningstar, bring a bleed immune. 100% power gain path with a Havoc mini boss, quote unquote. Improved power gain. Okay, it's not much different for him. Bring a champion with armor up when you're going on this path. I recommend Angela could work. Venom. Actually, no, there's cornered, so don't bring Venom. Ignore that. Any champion with armor. Warlock. Guillotine 2099. Colossus, etc. Iceman, All or Nothing. Power Drain champion or Power Drain and Cold Snap immune is what you're looking for. Or for champions besides Ghost who just kill them instantly. It's just going to be a long fight and you're going to need champions who can tank. Yeah, there's not much else to say to that. This guy's pain. Tyranny, just not going to get power if you're using a non-villain. This gold pool is pretty basic. Sabretooth, not bad at all. I'm going to skip this path because this path is special. We're going to go to Mordo. Basic path. Okay, immune to debuffs. Actually, it's not basic. Gonna want to bring champs. I recommend Blade. Blade and Ghost Rider for these first two fights, plot or Domino with Synergy for these fights. Actually, Domino without synergies for these fights specifically, because she doesn't get her bonuses because they're immune to debuffs. Mordo, Blade with Ghost Rider, he should be good. Honestly, it's a normal Mordo. Don't have to worry much. Just you're not gonna get stunned, but generally you don't want to stun Mordo. So don't worry about this. 90% armor Electro. This guy sucks. Yeah, I remember I even used Ghost and I had to use a couple of revives. That guy's just a pain. Glenpool, easy. Hulkbuster, well, pre-patch Hulkbuster, very simple fight. Human Torch, Doctors. Okay, Human Torch, fine. Crossbones, fine. Symbiote Supreme can be fine. Doctor Strange is actually a big pain because he will counterspell most of the Furies, and some of them will get, if you have too many, they will just get instantly converted into a degeneration. Be careful with the Doctor Strange. Stick to somebody who just uses heavies. He can be a real bitch. Encroaching Stone, Red Hulk, just save your specials. Aspect of War. Captain America Infinity War is gonna work great here. If you don't have him, Quake, Human Torch can work fine. Anybody can really work here. You're just gonna have to play around the unstoppable and unblockable. I say Captain America Infinity War because he can nullify unstoppable. So any nullify champ could work here. You could use Symbiote Supreme. You could use Doctor Doom. Yeah, any of those. Now, I'm gonna go over Omega Red. None of these nodes matter except for the Limber. Basically, you get 5 stuns like normal, where you can hit a heavy off. Then it's gonna be hard to get heavies off. If you bring Domino with synergies, she can always parry and get a heavy off, which is why I think she's a great counter. If you are good at heavy intercepting, maybe that could work, but Omega Red's heavy has longer reach than most. The cheese counters I mentioned before, Ghost, Killmonger with Void, those work fine here. Don't worry about the fight. Yeah, yeah. Those are my recommendations here. So this is gonna be a 2-part video, so I'm gonna end the video off here. If you got any questions about any specific fights that I may have missed, please just let me know. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright, see ya.